afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the most 1980s YouTube channel on the internet. I guarantee it. That is my personal guarantee to you. My name is Kevin, and today we're diving headfirst into the pop music time machine. Buckle up because we're about to take a wild ride with none other than the New Kids on the Block. The 80s and 90s, a time of big hair, neon clothes, and catchy tunes that you couldn't get out of your head, even if you tried. And speaking of unforgettable tunes, let's talk about the ultimate boy band that stole the hearts and rocked the stages. It's the New Kids on the Block. Before we get started, let's talk about the term boy band. For me, it's a very specific style of music. Google would tell us that the Beatles were considered a boy band, but that's not what I consider a boy band. They're more poppy and bubblegummy. Think Menudo, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, or One Direction. In the 80s and into the 90s, it was New Kids on the Block. They were it.
These are people, New Kids on the Block, Bobby Brown, the Boys. These are people that are breaking down barriers that have existed in America for a long time, racial barriers that are breaking down eventually anyway, but music, there has been racial barriers in music, and they're all being broken down by groups such as New Kids and Bobby Brown.
That's right, because you all cross over. Everybody's crossing every which way. Yes, you understand.
So, who were these Fab Five heartthrobs that caused teenage hysteria wherever they went? Well, picture this. A group of guys with a serious dance game, style for miles, and more cheesy charm than a bag of nachos. They were Donnie, Danny, Joey, Jordan, and Jonathan. The original Dreamboats. So now let's introduce each member of the band individually. First up, we have Donnie Whalberg, the bad boy with a heart of gold.
And my name is.
His name is Donnie, and he's 19. Great.
I mean, have you seen his muscles? It's like he borrowed them from an action figure. I suppose he has nothing on his younger brother, Marky Mark. But he was still pretty ripped, and later you might have recognized him in A Sixth Sense.
You don't know so many things.
I was miscast for that part. It was the 15-year-old kid it was supposed to be written for, and I was, I think, pushing 30. I spent 5 weeks suffering and starving myself and doing all this stuff.
You know why you're afraid when you're alone?
Moving right along, we have Danny Wood, the guy who brought some serious attitude to the group. Danny was like the spice in a boy band stew, adding that extra kick that kept the fans coming back.
I have a lot of really good memories of being in the New Kids. Most of the memories don't even involve the music or anything. It's us being together. The things we went through kind of growing up together. So the fan base is there. They're definitely out there. They're on all our MySpace pages and all that stuff. People now can kind of see that we did kind of start something.
And with a name like Wood, you know he must have had some solid moves. And nowadays, Danny has a pretty badass YouTube channel, which is mostly cooking, but it's pretty cool.
Okay, so today we are going to make my son's chicken salad.
The wood works. Coming up right now. 1, 2, wait. We'll get it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Again.
Next on our list is Joey Mcintyre, the baby-faced heartthrob. This guy had a voice that could make even the most stone-hearted person melt into a puddle of mush. And let's not forget his perfectly coiffed hair that could rival a tumbleweed in size. Joey, you had us all saying, to our hairdressers.
People today have this sort of distrust of the process of a pop band or a rock band because they actually do think everything is so manufactured now. But when you guys first started, I don't think people realize just how unmanufactured it was in the very beginning, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times, like people don't know. They think we were like told what to wear and all that kind of stuff. And you sing this note and you don't say that, and blah blah. Like there was some panel that told us what to do, but we were very, very organic. We did have a producer. We worked really well with our producer, Maurice Starr. he really fed off of us, and he knew we were the demographic. He knew, you know, I should be producing music that they like and that they feel is good for their fans.
Then there's Jordan Knight, the smooth operator of the group. Jordan was like a modern-day Romeo, serenading fans with his silky voice, falsetto, and winning smile. And rumor has it that his dimples were actually a secret portal to a parallel universe where boy bands rule the world. And Jordan, if you're listening, can you please send us a postcard from there? He was also on The Surreal Life on VH1, where he sang and lived life.
I'll see Kippy!
Oh, I know Bridget's in there.
Wakey, wakey! You need to clean the room before you leave! I'll see Kippy!
Last but not least, we have Jordan's older brother, Jonathan Knight.
Hi, Jonathan. How you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming, buddy. Have a seat.
Barely, huh?
Yeah, just a little. So you must be used to this, huh? All the adulation, all the applause, and so on.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's taken a while.
Mm-hmm.
How long has the group been together now? It's over 2 years. It's about.
We've been together 6 years now.
Actually, they were formed in '84, '85.
I think 84. I'm
Yeah,
not
84.
really sure.
I remember. I read the whole life story last night.
And Joe was the last member.
The shy and sensitive member of the group, Jonathan was the quiet storm that added a touch of mystery to the band. And let's be real here, who can resist a guy who can rock a leather jacket like nobody's business? Jonathan, you had us all thinking Don't Be Cruel and give us more of that bad boy charm.
You lost too much weight here?
It's a compliment for Danny to say, John, you lost weight, but reality is, I'm the fat guy.
Now let's talk about the music.
Well, I guess it's a brand new day after all. Every time we hear the curtain call. So I'll be loving you forever, just as long as you want me to be.
The New Kids on the Block were responsible for some of the catchiest pop anthems of their time. Their songs were like earworms on steroids, burrowing deep into your brain and refusing to let go. From hits like Step by Step, or Hangin' Tough. Their tunes were the soundtrack to every teenager's life, whether they wanted to admit it or not. Back in the 80s and 90s, malls were it. You had Debbie Gibson and Tiffany earlier, and then New Kids on the Block fit right into that mold. And let's not forget their synchronized dance moves. These guys could dance like nobody's business, whether it was those synchronized jumps, hip thrust, or the classic bad boy arm-in-arm swings. They knew how to get the crowd going. Their dance routines were so smooth they could make a Zamboni jealous. But now it's time to get serious, and let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? The fashion choices of the New Kids on the Block were, well, let's just say they were a unique blend of daring and questionable. We're talking acid-wash jeans, neon colors, the oversized jackets, and enough bling to make a jewelry store jealous. They were like a walking time capsule of the 80s and 90s fashion, and we can't help but just cringe a little and laugh at the same time. Now, the New Kids on the Block weren't just a boy band, they were a cultural phenomenon.
Hi, we're the New Kids on the Block. Now you can hang tough with us 24 hours a day on our brand new hotline. Just pick up your phone and call us on 1-900-9095-KIDS.
It's the New Kids on the Block. Joseph, Jonathan, Jordan, Donnie, and Danny. Who's their #1 fan?
I'm the #1 fan. I've got all 5 concert kits with all 5 personal interview cassettes.
They had their own merchandise, lunchboxes, dolls, and even a cartoon. I mean, who wouldn't want to watch an animated version of these guys saving the world from evil, one catchy chorus at a time? They were like superheroes with slick dance moves and harmonizing superpowers. We also can't forget how literally insane all the girls went when catching a glimpse of the New Kids on the Block.
It was standing room only at Foxborough Stadium.
They're known all over the world, and you can even get a glimpse of them. That just brightens my day.
There were tears and screaming.
Check out New Kids on the Block fans from Westbury, New York in 1989.
New Kids on the Block are awesome. I love them. They're terrific. They're great dancers.
Hang and Tough's a good song, and it's a really good anthem.
What do you like about Donnie?
He's gorgeous. I thought it was the best thing I ever saw, ever, and it will be, I'm sure.
However, unfortunately, like all good things, the reign of the New Kids on the Block eventually came to an end. As the 90s faded away, so did their popularity. But fear not, my friends, because in recent years, they've made a comeback, reminding us all that once a new kid, always a new kid.
Going crazy in stadiums in every nation. A never-ending celebration, baby. That's how we show our dedication. The boys in the band.
To conclude, the New Kids on the Block were the epitome of the 80s and 90s pop culture. They were cheesy, lovable bunch of heartthrobs with killer dance moves, unforgettable tunes, and fashion choices that can make even the boldest fashionista blush just a little bit. They may have faded from the spotlight for a while, but their legacy lives on, reminding us to embrace our inner fan and dance like nobody's watching. And if you enjoyed this blast from the past, we have a ton more 80s videos that you might enjoy. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and if you want to support our channel, just click on that Amazon link and then shop as normal at no extra cost to you. And remember, stay groovy, stay nostalgic, and stay tuned for more epic trips down memory lane. Until next time, this is Kevin, signing off.